Hi, my name is Twyla Brickman, and I am your liaison between Living Word and St. Catherine's here in Nairobi, Kenya. I can't even remember exactly how that happened. I think because of our close relationship to Ronnie and Debbie Matheny over the last 14 years, and some of the teams that came over to help support CMM. Well, back in 2010, the church I was attending here in Nairobi was looking for a ministry to orphans in Kibera that no one else was supporting. Kibera is the largest slum in Africa. That's when we found St. Catherine's, run by Pastor James Onyango. We visited the children's home a few times, provided some school shoes, gave the kids gifts, supplied some basic staples like porridge, and my husband and I began to personally sponsor the school fees for one of the orphans. Even when the church stopped supporting the ministry, I continued in various ways over the years, helping them purchase a small plot of land for the boys' dorm, some other land for a primary school, connecting them to additional donors who gave donations toward water, electrical connections, toilets, desks, Lego blocks, monthly pads for the older girls, chalkboards, backpacks, school supplies, school socks and shoes, as well as sponsors so the teen orphans could attend Count Me In youth camp at CMM annually. I also began to go to St. Catherine's to teach discipleship classes, occasionally preach, pray over the orphans before they took exams, and similar spiritual support. We also provided several workshops about understanding themselves, life purpose discovery, and life skills. Each Christmas, we also invited the orphans over to our apartment for swim parties, food, games, soccer, and gifts. They were so thrilled to experience fun times like that for the first time in their lives. St. Catherine's had to close their school a few years ago as it was deemed structurally unsafe, which almost all of the buildings in the slums are. Since then, their expenses have increased, as now the children must be sent to other schools, which cost money. There is no free public education in Kenya. Also, when the road was widened, the government took half of the church building down, as well as a big chunk of the girls' dorm, with no compensation. Part of the children still live in the Kibera slum, while part of the children were taken up country to schools and a new St. Catherine's home there. In addition to all of that, Pastor James continues to suffer from an infection in his foot that has not healed in the last 12 years. However, in spite of all of that, Pastor James continues to take in both orphans as well as children from poor families who cannot be cared for. Eventually, God led my husband and I to start our own ministry to the orphans as they finished high school. In Kenya, it is a law that when an orphan finishes school, they must leave the orphanage, but most have nowhere to go. So during the last 5.5 years, we've also partnered with St. Catherine's for some of their graduates to come live here at Nana's house, where they can have a home, employment, spiritual instruction, as well as a post-high school education. Therefore, we still work in association with St. Catherine's, but in a more limited way. We thank Living Word for your interest, physical visit to the school back in 2017, gifts of pillowcases, dolls, monthly support, and special offerings that have helped pay for school fees and school shoes. Unfortunately, CMM has not been able to host the Count Me In youth camps during the last few years, but we're looking forward to those starting again maybe in 2023 on their new property. Please continue to pray for Pastor James and all of these precious children. Thank you, Living Word.